Hmm. Okay, we're live. Took a lot longer than usual to get on air right then.
Hmm.
Um, so this is season 6, episode 3. 3 episodes in. Boy, does time fly. Uh, it's Tuesday. The episode showed on Sunday, so we're not gonna say spoiler alert because if you haven't seen the episode now, you're not a true fan. Um,
That's true. A great
Verbatim.
man once said
yeah, a great man once said that. Who was that?
that. That was me,
Me,
mate.
right now. Ooh, like I threw in that reference right in the beginning.
But that comes
Um,
later.
but yeah, that's a good episode. Uh,
Yeah, top tier. It was like an episode
the
8.
second, I mean, episode 2 was like really good. So, you had to take a little slow down. The pacing is really fast in this season.
I feel like they're just giving us everything that we want right out of the
Yeah.
bat.
Yeah, like last season, like we just, you waited so long for something, and now we're like, we want this, and they're like, here you go.
Yeah. We want Taro Joy. All right, here you go.
Sure enough, I'll do it.
We want John to come back to life. All right, it's yours. He is alive.
Any other? I mean, they haven't like flayed Ramsey or anything, so
But we don't want that.
no, we don't want that. He's too good of a character to flay.
Yeah, he just can't be wasted like that. He's top tier among those characters.
He's really
So,
like taking the show in his own.
Yeah.
so I will say one of the things that I think is kind of interesting about how they handle the villain characters, and I bet this is going to apply to Ramsey as well, is all these really shitty people, they don't die in gratifying ways. Like Joffrey getting poisoned, I was glad to see him go, but for everything he did, he deserved more than just choking for a minute or two.
Choking on his own blood.
I mean, that's bad, don't get me wrong, but he wasn't tortured or anything. He wasn't
Yeah.
flayed alive. So I was wondering if, like, with Archer Frey, with Ramsey, were they going to do these, like, were they going to end
Archer
them the
Frey.
same? Did I say Archer Frey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I might have been looking at your icon. Walder Frey. Um,
Archer Frey.
Yeah.
yeah, I was wondering if they're going to die relatively quickly like Joffrey did, or if they're gonna suffer for it.
Game of Thrones has been meticulously like directed on not giving the fans what they think they're gonna get, and
Hmm.
that's really changed this season.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
But I mean, I guess we could start off like our analysis of the episode. We start off, and I didn't notice this, but like they're actually like showing Pike in the intro now.
Huh.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's really interesting. They didn't do that before.
They're switching it up, and also they had like the flayed man on top of Winterfell, in the banner. I think I,
Yeah,
I
I
noticed
noticed
that in the
that too.
first episode.
Yeah, that's a very nice detail. I like how they're putting that in there.
They showed Vase Dothrock finally, in the intro.
Yeah, and I usually don't watch the intro, but have they always, as like armies have progressed and stuff throughout the show, have they changed the intro?
Yeah, I think they change. I think they changed it. I want to say it's every season, but they may change it more often.
That's really
Pretty
cool.
good bit.
I wonder if I can like kind of date a Game of Thrones episode by just watching its intro.
Probably. I don't
Yeah,
know.
probably.
So
Like first season it goes Winterfell, King's Landing, and then wherever Dany's at, and then the Wall.
so we get Jon Snow at the beginning of the episode. He's come back to life just where he picked off at the end of last episode. He looks cold AF because he's butt naked in the north.
Yeah, dude, he had to give someone a hug immediately. Who was it? Tormund? Was he the
No,
first
it
guy, or
was
was it Davos?
Davos. Yeah,
Davos. I
Davos.
gotta say, he got less cute because she gave him a haircut. I'm
Yeah.
not a fan of short hair.
Nah, dude, his haircut's so cute.
No, dude,
It's
his hair
crazy.
isn't as pretty as Tormund's daughter's anymore. It's not as good.
Uh, she asked him, Melisandre walks in and she's got her confidence back now because she brought somebody back to life. And
She brought sexy back.
yeah, she immediately asked him what he remembers, and he remembers nothing because he knows nothing.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. I wonder why. Like, I wonder if everyone goes to the void, or if for some reason that's just like the
Or he came
purgatory
back,
John was waiting in.
memory was gone or something.
Yeah, that's true too. It's weird since like the Lord of Light has obviously. I feel like he has been proven to be true. Um, I'm really surprised that there's no kind of like at least hot place for people to go when they die, or somewhere bright place, something besides
He didn't
just
remember
void.
anything. Yeah. I remember when he got up, like Davos looks at him like off the distance, and Ghost is actually like, "What?" Like he doesn't know what to think about it either, and that's kind of weird because they like share that like bond, I guess.
That
That's
war
true.
going.
Makes you like they're putting in the like, is that really Jon Snow seeds of doubt right there?
Yeah, I got that kind of feeling
Interesting.
when when Ghost didn't like immediately go up to him and start licking his face.
Hmm.
I was like, is it really him?
Dude,
So when you bring that up, are you saying like, do you think the show is trying to allude that he's a completely different, like, I
no,
feel
I
like
think they're
parts of
just.
him were.
I mean, when he
Oh my bad.
fucking when he comes back to life, that's such a like a big event. Like, is that all you? Like, did you come back all the way? I mean,
Is
Okay,
that
okay.
you in there, John?
just because you know how they say like the dude who's the dude that got resurrected all those times?
Beric Dondarrion.
Yeah, Beric Dondarrion. They said like a piece of him like died, his soul died every time he came back.
And this time with John, it was his vows. The
It was
Night's
his hair.
Watchfulness.
Dude, you're spoiling the episode. Gosh.
Dude, who cares about spoilers? That's all we're doing here. Just one big
Yeah,
spoiler.
like it just to preference spoilers. Like I hate like spoilers. Like you have to warn of spoilers in every video you watch, just because like you take spoilers at your own fucking risk, people. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
We have received countless hate mail, death threats for spoiling this show. We're only 2 episodes in. We have received numerous like death
yeah, we
threats.
have we have a fax machine and it leads right into a paper shredder. So that's what I'm thinking about your fucking spoiler alerts.
Yeah, people. And Alex
Um,
was so passionate about this, he made his profile picture a spoiler.
yeah. Just in case you
Dude, they
haven't.
wouldn't have known that if you hadn't brought it up. God damn it, Colin.
I hope. Well, we'll talk about it at the end of the episode, but I hope they come back as whites and they're just dangling there, you know. But
That'd be really funny.
John comes back and he's really torn up about Ollie. He's like, I tried to do what was right and they fucking stabbed me. And Davos is like, yeah, it's fucking mad. And there's a lot of fuckings in this scene. And I mean, he gives him a little like generic encouraging speech, I guess.
Well, you got it. You just came back to life. I feel like I might need a pep talk too after
Yeah, I wouldn't really know what to do. I'd need someone to hold my hand.
I think like it was the first like really talked about the Azor Ahai like prince who was promised in this scene, like when Melisandre calls him the prince who was promised,
that. I
really
don't
alluding
really.
to his princeness.
Is he the Is he like the commonly thought for the people that know about what's the title again? Azor Ahai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like for the people that know about him, is he the commonly thought go to Azor Ahai?
What do you mean?
Uh,
Like
Uh,
the most people assume that it's gonna be John.
I thought everyone assumed it was gonna be Stannis until last season.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I think it's just up in the air and like whoever interprets it. Like,
I think
I
now.
think it, I think it can be somebody, and then like that person can die, and then it changes to a new person.
I think now people
Oh,
think it's gonna be
interesting.
Danny.
Yeah, I think I think when I was looking into it, I saw a lot for Danny as well.
But
And
I'm kind of leaning towards like John.
yeah, it feels more John.
Yeah, since he came back from the dead now
Since
as a
he's the
Targaryen.
Song of Ice and Fire.
If you take away the G in that, he really is the son of Ice and Fire.
Oh, what a clever, I don't know, device you have there.
I got it off Reddit. It's not mine. I give credit to whoever did that. But yeah, like Danny's like thing with the warlocks. They told her you're gonna be betrayed 3 times: once for blood, once for gold, and once for love. And since her and John are both Targaryens, you're intermarried. They're gonna fall in love and get married. And John's gonna use his sword. What's the Zora has sword called? Sword called?
I don't know, it's just a flaming sword.
Lightbreaker or something.
I don't know.
Lightbringer.
Lightbringer.
He's gonna do the Azor Ahai thing, and he's gonna have to stab Danny for love. He's gonna have to kill her. And that's how he's gonna defeat the White Walkers.
What about like Darrow, what's his face?
Dario?
Yeah, you don't think he's gonna betray her?
Yeah, probably for gold though, since he's a sellsword.
I don't
Has he already been betrayed before? Are we
Jorah
like
for love. Jorah was either for love or for gold, because he was like he already betrayed her, but I don't know which one it is. But
Well,
why
Jorah was
he there?
golden first.
Yeah.
Littlefinger hired him to keep an eye on her.
Maybe like every single one is Jorah betraying her.
He's really bad at showing love.
he means well.
John's introduced back to the Night's Watch. It's kind of awkward because they killed him and all.
No, dude, only a small coup killed him. Most of what? Was there only 4 people involved in that, or did he take out like?
It was 6 people, and he had 7 stab wounds, and they only killed 4 of them for some reason.
Yeah,
I guess they were like, I don't know.
That's really weird because I feel like you would take a man before you took Ollie.
It's just a continuity error, dude. The writers, they forgot.
They didn't want to pay the actors to come back. That's probably what it was. I mean, they didn't really care. They weren't that central.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's just a lack of foresight on their part.
Real sloppy directing.
I guess 7 stab wounds is more impactful than like 4.
That's true.
I mean, you can have like a montage with 7, not 4.
We're gonna have a montage. Just like Arya had the montage in this episode.
Yeah, I got there yet. You always want to spoil the rest of the episode. We haven't even talked about Jon Snow's pecker.
Alright, Tormund, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It's a fucking vouch for him. It was cold.
Nah, dude, Stark dick isn't affected by the cold.
No, okay. Stark dick is completely immune to the cold. But he's half a Targaryen. There's fire in his blood.
Oh yeah, dude. The cold is not affecting him in any way at all. Half Stark, half Targaryen. There's no way.
Oh, yo, it just reminded me. You know how Melisandre always wears skimpy clothing because the Lord of the Light's like warming her.
Mm-hmm.
When he
wears skimpy clothing.
Yeah, she says John's like, aren't you cold up here? And she's like, no, I had the Lord's warmth to keep me warm. But she was like chilly during those episodes when John was dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, someone brought that up. How like towards the right before he comes back, she was wearing like a thick ass coat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I noticed that too. That's pretty interesting. And she like started eating, and she never got hungry before.
She had to sleep.
I didn't notice that.
She had to sleep. That's another thing she didn't do.
I think that scene finishes out though with Ed like trying to figure out if John's still there too. They're all just kind of wondering if he's still all there.
Okay.
And he says like, "Don't burn my body." Yeah, that John, he's a clever bastard.
So what scene took place after that one?
And that's Gilly and Sam on the boat.
Oh yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but not a whole lot happens here, right? They mostly just.
Sam tells Gilly how women can't learn and go to college, and then she kind of gets a little mad.
Yeah, she talks about like she starts out. She's like, "I thought the sea was called the sea because it's as far as you could see." While Sam barks all over her, and I think the real important part of this scene is Sam says he's taking her to Hornhill, where his home is.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, I guess that is kind of important. He tells her that he plans to take her to a different place, and then she says, "Anywhere you go, I go."
Yeah, but at the same time, they didn't do like the annoying wife archetype in this scene because like eventually she's like, "I wouldn't argue with the son of Little Sam," yeah, even though he's not really Little Sam's son.
He's more like uncle nephew.
Uncle Dad.
Yeah, Uncle Dad. There's something I noticed about Sam. I'm sorry, go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say, I think you're right. I think that is like an uncle-nephew situation.
I don't think they were actually related. I mean,
Not him, but with Craster.
yeah, Craster.
Craster,
Is
Uncle Dad.
Craster isn't related to Sam.
No,
Okay.
I was just talking about the baby in Craster.
Yeah, Little Sam.
Little Sam, yeah. Little Sam, not Big Sam.
It's so hard to have two fucking names. How are they gonna like figure him out when he's older?
Boy Sam and Little Sam.
Boy Sam was... Yeah, I mean Sam scenes aren't all that great.
Yeah, it's really not. It's a lot of like this boring shit.
Sam's
did I?
Good. I'm sorry. When John's in them.
Yeah, exactly. I saw this online, but I don't know if someone was just like exaggerating for a joke or not. But did you have to train for 20 years to be a Meister at the Citadel?
A maester.
Or yeah, Maester. My bad.
I don't know. I doubt they can do a montage for that.
Each scene is like Sam's got a little bit more gray in his hair. He's lost a little bit of weight. He's got one more ring around him.
He gets done and like the war's over. The White Walker War. It's been over for 10 years, Sam. I know their weakness, John. They're weak to water.
It's Valyrian steel. We know that's
weak to, they're fucking weak to sunlight. Then why the fuck would they march south then?
Why would you stay in the north where they have an entire country up there?
Just like the ending of War of the Worlds.
I do not think I've seen it.
The aliens invade Earth only to find out they're like
allergic to air.
Like allergic to like the diseases in the water or something.
Huh.
Stupid aliens. I want to kind of talk about just something I've noticed with Sam. He's like he's a different character in the show and then in the books.
Is he not like a whiny bitch in the books?
No, he's more of one.
Oh, okay.
Like in the show, Sam asks John, he's like, "Hey, you need to let me become a maester. You need to send me down to Old Town, so I can help." And in the book, it's John that wants him to send him down there, and Sam's like, "Oh God, no, please, my dad's down there. He's gonna make fun of me, please." And then in the show, he's like, "You know what? We're going to Hornhill. We're gonna drop you off." And then John's like, in the book, John's like, "All right, you're gonna drop Gilly off. You're gonna go be a maester.
I'll be right.
Buck up, Buckaroo."
That's interesting. I didn't know he was like more of a bitch. I guess D&D thought it wouldn't. It'd make him more unlikable if if he acted exactly like that.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, definitely. I just thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that is. Do you happen to remember what scene comes after the Sam scene?
Um, um, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I believe it's the TOJ scene.
The which scene?
Howard Joy.
God, I kind of think you're right. I feel like that was early.
I think it was. Oh, and one more thing.
Early.
Um, when Sam left John, he was still alive, and the next time Sam sees John, he'll also be alive, and it'll never just
Never learn
happen
of his
upon him
death.
that he died.
Yeah, I think that he probably will learn of like a death, and then he's like, "Oh, he's still alive." He died, and then he came back to life.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
Um,
but Alex, what we were talking about is the Tower of Joy after the Sam scene?
yes.
Okay, cool.
So probably one of the most. Um, I'm totally drawing a blank on the word here.
I'll screen share. I got something. I'll show the pictures.
What's the
Is
word
it
for
like a positive or negative?
the
What do you
word?
mean?
Yeah, with what Palmer was trying to think.
What's the word for like when you want something? Like when you
I don't know. Yearn.
kind of want something. I like this scene.
It was
All you
satisfying.
ever wanted.
This is like one of the most. Um, I don't even know the word. I completely drawn a blank. Not satisfied.
Oh shit! You've gotten stupid.
Anticlimactic.
No. That's not like wanting something. Most anticipated. That's the word. It's like one of the
Okay,
most anticipated scenes in the whole series.
Yeah. We're just off. We're gonna say rest in peace to Jon Snow's father, or not. Neil Patrick Harris Jr.'s Bannerman. This dude. This dude and this dude. Rest in peace. So like I really like just the costumes here. Like they're looking pretty like old
Northern.
style war ready, yeah, northern.
I think I saw a comparison of this and when we see Ned Stark, like before he goes off to the Capitol, he's using the same sword.
Really?
I thought that was kind of cool.
Isn't that John's sword right now?
Long sword, long claw.
Yeah, no, yeah. Jon Snow's using like that long claw. That's like it has like a woven wooden handle and brass guard with like a brass tip at the end.
Yeah, I saw this. I thought it was the wolf head.
Yeah, no, did that belong to?
Mormont.
Yeah, Mormont.
Okay, it belonged to Mormont. Okay. I wonder how he got that blade being a bastard.
And also, that's not the Stark sword either. That's not ice. That's just a random sword.
Interesting. No, dude, that was Ned's sword. That wasn't a random
Okay,
sword.
it wasn't a random sword. It's the sword he had with him forever. But like, that's not the Stark Valyrian sword.
Yeah,
Okay.
not
So
his official king sword. Not what he decapitated people with.
Yeah.
We also want to say rest in peace to this dude with some beautiful golden hair and
Joe Hightower, dude.
Sir Arthur Day, right here. He was the nice like dual wielding bastard.
What a fancy fucking swordsman! It was really cool to watch. What I really liked about that whole fight scene is they didn't attack him one at a time.
Yeah.
Well, they did, but he was constantly moving and like pushing and shit.
Well, there
It
were
wasn't
sometimes
like a 1v1. It was a 1v4.
yeah.
Yeah, it went from like 6v2 to like 1v4, and he still like ended up like a 1v1.
He would have won too.
Yeah,
Yeah, if only he
easily.
didn't. Everybody knows a knife to the neck beats anything every day.
So this guy, the Arthur Dane guy, his sword. I don't know if it's that one, but one of the
It's
ones he was
not.
carrying. It's not a Valyrian steel sword. It's actually made out of meteorite
Huh.
called Dawn.
Yeah, but they cut it out of the TV show, I guess. They don't really do those, like, sword, lines and the
Yeah,
extra stuff.
In the
but
book,
you
is
can
the
see it.
meteorite better than Valyrian steel, or is it just like a cool kind of decorative piece?
It's pretty much the same as Valyrian steel.
Okay.
I don't know why like George decided to make it something else. But yeah, like you
But
can see it
why
in the
why
show,
didn't they
but it
just
doesn't matter.
like why didn't they just let him up is my question. Like the game's up, his sister's upstairs. I mean, he's not gonna murder her.
Because they're at war. They're two different war parties right there. You got the
Yeah,
King's Guard here for the Targaryens.
but the war is like over. The Mad King's dead, Rhaegar's dead.
They're still
If I had to
they still have
guess,
to follow his orders.
yeah, I guess they're just honor bound.
Yeah.
It seems kind of stupid. Like the war is over and Ned Stark's here for his sister. Like you were there to protect his sister.
Yeah, but dude, what you're thinking of? They're sworn to protect the king. Her child, RF plus L equals J, is the king. He is the natural heir.
No, I think Danny is. If
Danny's gone.
Rhaegar dies, then it's somebody else, and like
Right,
it
but
doesn't
Danny,
it doesn't
but
go to Rhaegar's son.
yeah, but no, in this thing, they're like, remember, like Danny's gone. Like she's already on the boat. She's across the sea. They think she's dead.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He
I
can only
forgot
be the
they did.
natural born heir right now that they know of.
Okay, I guess so.
They're just kind
Yeah,
of protect their king.
yeah. I agree with you. It is stupid, but I think at the same time, like from their perspective, you were told, and you're obviously a good soldier. You were told, do not let anyone up here. And when you see your enemy coming, it doesn't matter if like
Yeah.
it's in his interest to protect who's up there. You were told not to let anyone pass, especially not the fucking enemy.
I understand what you're saying. It just like it doesn't
It
make
is
sense
dumb.
in
I
my
agree.
in
I
my
agree.
Plus, this dude is like a better sword handler than Barristan Selmy. Like, nothing's really a challenge for him except for his knife through the neck.
yeah.
I liked his yeah, it's a pretty big challenge for a lot of people. I liked his sword style, but I want to know how effective it really is because it seemed like he was like flipping the sword on its guard around his finger and stuff.
Like a baton.
Yeah.
I mean, like he fucking handled himself in a 1v4 situation
Hmm.
until he got neck stabbed by Howland Reed.
Stabbing someone in the back. Isn't that right, Jamie?
Yeah, a lot of these like scenes of somebody going back to what you said, a lot of the scenes of like the big people, the anticlimactic deaths, stab in the back for the Mad King and whatnot.
Mhm.
Bolton gets just a knife in the stomach.
No, dude.
Did Roose
He was
do a
poisoned
lot
by the
of
enemy.
bad shit?
Roose was the one that did the Red Wedding. He was like,
He was one of the collaborators.
yeah.
Oh, okay,
You
okay.
remember that part where they're sitting in the place and the music plays and like Catelyn pulls up the person next to him's like armor, like the sleeve, and he's got like chainmail on.
They were basically
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
why are you
That's
wearing
Roose.
chainmail?
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that makes more. Yeah, then that's not. See, that's another fucking example. Not a very gratifying death for someone that deserved it.
Yeah, he's the one that stabbed Ned Stark, if I remember. Like he's the one that said the Lannisters send their regards.
Hmm. Yeah, another thing about the scene, I know in the book we only have like one scene while Ned's dreaming about the whole Tower of Joy sequence. That was it throughout the whole series so far, but it happened pretty much exactly like, word for word in the book.
Hmm.
Except there was like one more person with Ned and then one more King's Guard. But the other King's Guard might be in the tower with Lyanna.
Yeah, very well. Or
That's true.
they just didn't feel like paying another person.
Yeah, probably. Just like the guys who killed John.
Yeah.
God, that surprises me. I feel like you could advertise at like a well-known arts college, and you could get some fucking volunteers for something like that.
Yeah, for free. I'd do it for free.
You gotta do like casting though and shit. That takes money, people.
It doesn't take a lot of money just to die. I mean, like, just to be an extra, like, Alright, you're just gonna get hit with
To
a
be in
sword.
a fight scene, I mean, to get like extras for like the marine scene, that's different. But to like get a fucking person who's gonna choreograph fight, they're gonna have to be paid, you know.
Yeah, it's true.
Fair
That's a
enough.
good point.
Yeah.
After Ned almost dies, Neil Patrick Harris Jr. He, I swear you can hear like a baby scream. Jon Snow. Uh,
That's
also,
interesting. I didn't pick up on that the first time.
also Mirror Reed. What?
Mhm. I've heard of that. You wanna go into it?
No, I mean, I think saying like this guy right here, the side of his face, that's Howland Reed, and he's the only one that can confirm, you know, Jon Snow's, you know, a Targaryen. He's the only person living. So
Huh.
far, I mean, Bran can see it, but he can't confirm it, you know.
Hmm.
So like the theory goes, I guess they split the kids that Lyanna had, and Mira's his sister, just because I guess the theory gets so much like, you know, air to the fire just because the actors look similar, which is kind of stupid, you know. The cast actors look similar.
That's true.
This isn't like a big. I know, and like, it works in the books, because they're the same age. And even Herner was talking about this the other day.
Oh, was
Um,
he?
yeah, I know in the show, John is like 21 and Mira's 18, which I mean that's not a big deal. I mean they can just always change that. But yeah, I really like that theory. Makes sense. And like another thing I don't get is like John they had to make John a bastard, but Miria has the last name for house. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, she may have been the. Actually, I don't know. She may have been. Was she born before Jojen or after Jojen?
Before
Okay, well then, like,
him and
he
his
can
wife
say
must
anything
might
he
have just
wants.
played it cool,
Yeah.
unlike Catelyn.
Well, Ned never told Catelyn, so she never actually knew. Like, she thought the whole time he was a bastard.
Yeah, like he couldn't tell Catelyn, but maybe like Howland Reed could have told his wife, whoever
Yeah,
she
very
was.
true.
Just like
Right.
Catelyn's all about family duty and honor, and that's not very honored to lie about something like that.
They haven't brought in Howland Reed yet. I wonder if they're gonna bring him in like with Sansa, you know, when she's getting her forces together at the Mormonts.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
Maybe that's where John's going. I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess
That's
we'll talk
a
about
John
that at the
going?
end of the episode. But
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
um,
Also, before we leave this scene, if that's where we're headed,
no, we're not
um,
leaving yet, dude.
okay. Well, whatever. I'm still bringing this up. Um, I really thought it was interesting how Bran was able to affect the past like that. I thought warging just somehow made you an observer, but it it's time traveling.
My theory is like Ned could hear him because Ned can warg as well.
yeah, that's what I think.
Oh, that would make sense.
Also, I don't want to interrupt, but I just got to the part in the book where Bran does this, and similar, very similar.
Huh.
Thanks for us telling us it's very similar to books.
Very similar.
I'm glad they stay true to the source material.
It's not like a tower. I think in the book the whole weirwood warging works differently. Not weirwood, yeah, weirwood warging. Let's just call it that. Because every
Yeah.
time they've done it in the book, it's been in front of like one of the heart trees with the faces
Yeah.
on it. By the show, they just kind of do it wherever.
Where they feel.
Yeah, I mean,
How else would you expect, you know, Bran to warg into Hodor and make him carry him around?
yeah. If I'm just
What if Hodor is a warg and his consciousness never got back into his head? He's got the consciousness of like a bird he warged into.
I guess we'll have to see. Like, we'll have to. We'll have to see if Bran can like influence the past with someone that isn't Ned. See if like he can get a reaction out of not a warder. Because I feel like the show doesn't focus on that aspect too much. So I'm still. It makes sense, but I'm still kind of on the fence about whether or not to buy it.
And it may just be like, I mean, Bran is super strong in his mind control powers, his ward powers.
Brandon's Professor X confirmed.
He's gotta shave his head off or hair off and have a little Westeros wheelchair. But I mean, I think it really like it teases you. He doesn't, he doesn't get to walk up the stairs and confirm R plus A equals J.
That's true. Do you think they're going to go back to the, do you think they're done with the Tower of Joy? Or do you think
I really hope they go back. That was such a cock tease if they didn't.
I think, given like the trend that they've been giving us everything we want, we'll probably see the rest of that scene.
Okay.
That's just my theory.
If we move on from there, we go to Dany. She's moving her ass. Even the great Khaleesi must move her ass to base Dothraki.
The Dosh Colleen.
The Dosh Kalin. There's the words in the Dothraki language are so like nice to say.
Just for fun.
They just roll off your tongue. The great value Drogo shows her to her new home.
What Fat Drogo owes.
He really does look like just a Walmart a Walmart clearance version of Drogo.
Yeah, he's just a lot less. I don't know. There's less color there. There's literally less because like war paint. He's just a more boring call to look at.
Is it
Drogo versus Mora. M-O-R-A. Ooh, that's a Drogo versus the Mountain. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Mountain would
Oh,
win.
that'd be crazy.
It's a shame we'll never get to see that matchup.
Yeah, this one right here. Well, I guess they don't have the picture you posted that like puts them right next to each other.
People keep talking. This has nothing to do with like this. This is just a Reddit thing. But like people keep talking about the Clegane Bowl. Have you heard
Yeah,
about that?
dude, Clegane Bowl confirmed.
Like what? I don't understand because like the Hound died.
No, he did not die, dude.
What's the theory on the Hound not dying?
He laid right there. Okay, I was gonna talk about this later in the episode, but you
Alright,
just
He fucking rubbed some dirt in his wound, got all better, healed up.
he laid there. He thought about his life, and when he was spared, he went and he went to the church and he prayed, and now he's gonna be the champion for the High Sparrow.
Is that really what it is?
Confirmed, yeah.
Huh. I've not seen that. That's interesting.
Yeah, he's gonna come back and fight in Cersei's trial by combat.
Did they confirm that in the episode that Cersei was planning on like is that her defense for her incest trial?
That's the Lannister defense for everything.
Yeah, they're gonna do trial by combat.
They always do. Tyrion's done it twice. Cersei's done it once by now.
Yeah, I mean that's the best way to go if you can pay a fighter.
Yeah, that's true. Like I feel like with the Mountain in her corner, that's an automatic trial win. Like especially because those fanatics will believe anything if you throw like the word God or divine in there.
I wouldn't say they would believe anything.
Well, not anything, but like with I feel like with the militant, if they believe that trial by combat, weird picture to look up. If they believe the trial by combat is, damn, I completely forgot what I was talking about.
D-O-S-H-K-H-A, like that.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, the scene where she eats the heart.
Mm-hmm.
That's the woman who she is introduced to and when she first gets there.
Interesting.
The old lady.
Oh, that's super cool.
She said like I saw you eat the heart when she's like Dany lists off all her titles and shit.
Huh.
Yeah, I gotta say when we go back and we see Base Threat for the second time, like this season, I was kind of disappointed. It didn't look a lot like it was did the first time. Like the whole marketplace in the city, which wasn't kind of
Did
there.
we ever go there? I didn't think we did.
In the first season.
I thought that was just a random city.
No, that was the place because you can't have bloodshed.
No. Yeah, that was a holy city. They only like meet there once a year.
That's 5-star threat.
No, I thought that was just a random holy city, dude.
Hey, what do you think the Dosh Kalin is?
It looked a lot different than where we were. I mean, I don't
know,
think
that's what I'm saying.
they just reverse fucking like.
It's the same city, dude. We all went there in the first season.
I mean, it doesn't look like it, but if you say so.
I mean, it is. You can go back and watch it. It was in the book and everything. But I mean, trust me, it's the same thing.
But there's not like merchants and shit at the Vase Dothrak.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think so, dude. I don't like that.
I mean, we only did see the Dosh Kalin part of it.
I don't think they've ever been there, but whatever.
That wasn't the first season. How do you not remember that? All right,
I remember what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. I just don't think that was.
Base Threat is a holy city. You can't have bloodshed there. That's where they gave Viserion
one holy
the golden
city or
crown.
something, you know.
Huh?
There may be more than one holy city. Who knows?
What would be the thing I would have to Google to resolve this?
I don't know. I'm just fucking with Palmer, really.
Oh, God.
The only real importance of this scene, I feel like, is like they're telling Danny like you went out into the real world after your call died, which is kind of like shitty because they just left her. I mean,
Yeah.
it gives the impression that she chose to run away when she woke up and the whole like the group was gone.
Yeah, she didn't really have a choice.
I mean, she kind of broke her oath. Oathbreaker confirmed.
Oh, is that why they called it that?
I don't think so, but that's part of the Oathbreaker. I mean, there's plenty of Oathbreakers in this episode.
Yeah, just plenty.
But they say like they decide what cities to ransack and whatnot. So she may be using these Dothraki forces to break her enemies.
Hmm.
You know, the wise masters and whatnot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then it like What do you got anything to say with this scene?
Oh, I was gonna ask, how do you guys think she's gonna resolve this situation? Is she gonna like? I doubt she's gonna be able to convince the little council to like go to her side, but like, how do you think she's gonna escape?
Dragons.
Yeah, I think dragons or Jorah.
Jorah and the dragons. Dragons and Jorah.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. I bet, like, wasn't Jorah really knowledgeable about Dothraki culture?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be able to figure out that they took Dany to. Is Dosh Kalin the place, or is that the name of the council?
That's like the council. That's like the building that they go to.
Oh, so it's
Vase Dothrak is the
city.
So is Dosh Kalin the building, or is it?
It's like the building and
the Dosh Kalin is like the group of widows.
Okay.
I think they're the wives of the great cause.
So is that all that happened in this scene with her?
Yeah, but it goes back to Marine, and it's kind of continuing her plot, I guess you would say.
It's pretty common knowledge that Dany has dragons, but they just don't really care. Like,
no, they haven't seen them, I guess.
Yeah, I guess for a lot of people, even if people are like, yeah, that bitch has dragons, you kind of don't really believe it until you see it.
I mean, this is the
Tyrion didn't.
That's from season 1.
Oh, okay.
And season 2 is like more impressive.
But yeah, I mean, Varys shows off his natural ability to seduce with his tongue. I mean, it was nice to see Varys again. Like, you know, we got to see him a lot in the first season, and he's really a confusing character. He's like, you know, Baelish, where you kind of don't know what he wants. With Baelish, you more or less know what he wants, but Varys is just kind of, you know, ambiguous.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but he interrogates this woman, you know, and he says he just makes people happy, you know. And he says, you know, like he's threatening her son, you know, what if he didn't have his mother, you know? But he says, you know, like children are blameless, going along with like Barry's loves kids. No, I don't think it's in the pedo sense that
I
maybe
don't think it is either. It's
Baelish
just in
strikes
like,
him. I
yeah.
think he's just being, you know, sympathetic with his own history, like being sold as a slave boy,
Mhm.
and clipped.
Clipped.
But you know,
Hang on,
he
like,
does.
can we
He
take
doesn't
a
have his little
moment?
birds anymore.
Can we take a moment real quick? Talk about this picture in the upper right hand corner on your screen. It's Danny eating the Rainbow Dash.
She really gets the powers that way.
Okay, carry on.
What is this?
Well, wait, what were you talking about before?
Oh, we were talking about berries.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. I thought Varys had birds on most countries and continents.
I did
Oh, I
not
guess
know
he
that
does, but
birds were kids.
yeah,
Oh,
dude,
dude,
you didn't know that? They said that in the first like season.
yeah, it's kids. He
Really?
just calls them birds.
I don't know
My
that. I didn't
little
know it was kids.
birds.
I knew like when he was a kid, he had his own little ring of kids, but I didn't know they were still kids.
Yeah, like in the first season, they're like walking, and somebody said, I think Baelish says like, those little kids right there, those are birds of Baelish, and he's like, those are my birds, you know, like little kids.
Mm.
I think kids are just like easy to go for because like the
They're
other,
like they're blameless and innocent looking,
They can be
like
so creepy.
and you
a
can
little
pay them
kid
in
can lay in the
candy
yard.
forms.
A little kid can sit under a tree all day and just play, you know, whereas like an adult sitting underneath a tree in the king's courtyard is kind of weird.
Yeah, that's true.
Suspicious, you know. Nobody suspects kids.
That's true.
Um, After like very soon, you get like the awkward moment between, you know, Tyrion and like the two blandest characters on the show. Uh, I mean, like the show's setting you up to like Mel. What is her name? Like,
This Sunday.
sure, and Grey Worm, but like the most unenjoyable characters just because they have no like personality
Personality.
to them. Yeah,
Oh,
and
jeez.
you know, and
For
Tyrion
Grey
just
Worm, I understand, but do you think that's deliberate from the Sunday?
yeah, I don't know. I think she just she's just very obedient and doesn't have any like personality because she's been like made that way.
Yeah,
That
her
makes sense.
personality is like by default slave.
Well, um,
Oh, I do have a question about the dialogue in this scene. When Missandei is telling Tyrion, she says something like, "The masters only speak one language," and it's one that I had to learn very well. Does she mean a literal language that
I
only the
think she's
masters
talking like
speak?
violence.
That's what I was about to say. Or is it like violence and bribery and blackmail and all that?
Yeah, I think the force she's talking about is like power. Like that's the only language they speak is power.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
That's what it sounded like she was hinting at.
I think the show's really making fun of like the those two's like personality. You know, just by having them talk to Tyrion and nothing. You know, there's no like Tyrion can talk to anybody. You feel like, but like he's got nothing on these two.
That's true.
What do you talk about when I'm not here? Patrol. Who we saw on patrol. Who we killed on patrol. When I'm going on patrol again.
At first, I thought he was saying like petrol, and I was like, they have petroleum in Westeros?
He really loves gasoline. But then like you figure out who's funding the Sons of the Harpy.
It's just the
The
others.
yeah, the good masters of Astaport, the wise masters of Yunkai, and then like this
I
Lantis
have that.
people. Yeah. But
The slavers of Atlantis.
yeah, the slavers. And you know that's kind of what you figured, you know, most of the time. That wasn't like that was revealing, but it wasn't like whoa, like
Uh
She wasn't gonna say like Jorah's behind it all.
huh.
It's just more of like, all right, well, good job at finding a way to put off who really is in charge of the Harpies.
Who do you think is in charge of the Harpies? Do you think it's
I think I said this before. Zarazo and Daxos, the black guy from season 2.
the black guy from season 2? What?
Remember?
I'll look him up. What's his name?
Xaro space
God damn.
Zoan Zoan first
Okay.
X, not Z. Which was an X.
This dude?
Yeah, that guy.
Didn't he get like locked inside or something?
Yeah.
She locked him in his own safe.
Yeah.
It could have had a back door that only he knew about. It was his safe.
No, I think he wouldn't have freaked out so hard if he knew his safe had a door.
No, dude, he was playing it up.
Yeah, he
Why
was
is Kanye West playing as him?
Stunt double over here. Stunt and double.
That's really funny.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think
that was out of the ballpark answer there, Palmer.
I think he's gonna be one of them. Well, he's not dead in the books.
Oh.
Yeah,
I was thinking it was more of like Dario Naharis.
I just assumed it would be 3 small councils that come together. Like, I assumed that was the leader.
I thought other than him, I thought just thought it was gonna be like 3 people from Marine, just 3 random rich people, sleepers. But yeah, I think he's gonna be behind it because he's from what's he from? What's it where they in season 2?
One of those weird cities.
Yunkai or Astafor or Car.
Astapor.
They're in Car. Never mind.
Oh, Karth is like one of the only cities I actually know the name of.
Oh, good job. But yeah, I think he's gonna be behind it.
Dude, how could you forget it's magical?
God. No, dude, you gotta tap in Franken Mountain.
Okay. In the books, don't they call him like Robert Strong?
I don't know, I'm not there yet.
Huh.
I thought you were fucking way past this.
Well, I thought I was too, but I looked it up, and there's like 78 chapters in the book, and I'm only on like 40.
Damn, all that's in the last few chapters of the most recent book.
It must be.
That's surprising. It seems like they kind of threw this out pretty early.
From where I am at, they have just given the skull of the mountain to the Dorna. Just the skull.
Cersei is recruited, various little birds, and that's the beginning scene. Who's the scientist guy?
Qyburn.
Qyburn. And he a maester too, but like a dark maester.
Oh, so here's the thing. He's an ex-maester. They kicked him out.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
It's the really interesting. So the maesters, this was how they describe it in the book. The maesters operate on the dead, like cadavers, to learn about the living. He operated on the living to learn about the dead.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they kicked him out.
Yeah, but he's trying to he's paying off these little kids with plums. Eat plums.
That's right. Is he only the new Master of Whispers, or does he have 2 jobs?
I think he's just Cersei's like dark the right hand man, I guess, does her like her scientific dirty work or something like that. Her scientist,
basically.
Yeah, her little whisperer, I guess.
That's his official job.
She says she wants birds everywhere in Highgarden in the north, and Dorne.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot she mentioned she wants everyone, like she wants to know if anyone so much as mocks her, so she can have them executed.
Yeah, whoever talks about the queen who walked naked through the streets and had shite thrown at her.
I saw a little theory about. Remember how Qyburn was talking to the kid about his dad and how he hasn't shown up yet?
Yeah, he disappeared. I kind of got that, like, they paid him off to die or, like, had the mountain kill him.
I've seen somewhere where someone thinks that the guy at the mountain head squished against the wall was the dead.
Okay. Huh.
Hmm.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes, seems like it would play out. But, I mean, like, it was kind of weird how he just showed up, talking shit.
Hmm.
I think they used the zombie mountain kind of like as a tool for intimidation, and they walk into the small council meeting, and they walk in, and like I didn't pay attention the first time, but what Pycelle is talking about is like he's like I can't believe they brought back that monstrosity Gregor Clegane, like they're
Hmm.
talking shit about him, and then like they turn and Pycelle looks and shits himself. That was kind of weird for Game of Thrones to do a fart joke, but I mean, it was kind of like old man fart joke.
I
Yeah.
didn't notice there was a fart joke in there. I thought
Yeah,
he
he
just
he
You didn't
just
hear it?
like he did
nah.
farted.
No, I guess I didn't. I don't know why I didn't pick up on it. I guess I was
But
paying attention to what's his name again? Gregor? Kagar?
Gregor,
No, 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 not the mountain. The Dark Meister,
Codburn.
Kyburn.
Kyburn.
Oh,
I was just paying attention to like Kyburn and Gregor and the Lannisters when they walked in, not listening to old man Jenkins fart.
Yeah, like they walk in and Cersei's got this smug look on her. They have this like fucking like we're gonna sit in this meeting and you can't make us leave. Like, what are you gonna do about it, bitch? And they're just like, we're just gonna leave too. And that was like, it was the best moment of like, bringing Cersei down.
Yeah, I really like that. Like, I was surprised. I don't know why I didn't think that that was an option, but I was just like, oh, let's see how this meeting plays out. And it's like, yeah, fuck you, just I'll walk away.
Old Kevin Lannister, the one with the most fucking white name, Kevin. And Marjorie's grandma's throwing like the deepest shade. Like she's talking about the queen's imprisonment, and Cersei thinks she's talking about her. And she's like, "You're not even the queen. We're talking about Marjorie." But she says like that would be confusing in your family.
Yeah, I forgot about that. A lot of Tude being thrown the Lannister way.
And
This is
even
interesting. Do you think the Lannisters are going to be able to climb back on top, or are they going
I
to
mean
forever
Kevin
tumble?
Kevin Lannister is the fucking hand of the king,
That's true.
and Tommen is the king.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's true, but like Tommen's not a great king. The Lannisters keep dying. The council doesn't respect them now. They're no longer like a powerhouse. They're just kind of like something people throw shade at.
and his son gave up all of his inheritance to join the church.
Yeah.
um, but I think from there we go. Do you have anything left to say about?
I have a. I just might have like a little theory we can throw in at the end about the Maesters. I don't know if we talked about it or not.
I think we said something about the Maesters last time, like how they were up to no good. But
Okay, yeah, we might have. Okay, never mind.
Tommen, it goes to the next thing, and Tommen, he's talking to the High Sparrow, and Tommen comes in with his raised voice and whatnot, but the High Sparrow just plays him like a tool, like a
Hmm.
fiddle,
Hmm.
like a fine-tuned fiddle. The High Sparrow just plays him, and it was almost sad to watch.
Yeah, well, because you can obviously tell this kid's never been like this is just he's not ready to be king. This is an adult talking down to a child, even though they're supposed to at least be equals.
And I think the king's supposed to be above everybody.
I mean, I think in current day he is, but back in the day when like the Faith Militant was around originally, they said that the Faith and the Crown were the two pillars that held up the kingdoms. I think like I the Faith has kind of lost respect and power, but in the beginning they were equals, but now they shouldn't be. And because Tommen's a little boy and a king, now the crown is just out, or the faith is outmaneuvering the crown.
Yeah, I mean, like, even, like, in the scene, like, the High Sparrow gets Tommen to sit next to him on a little bench, and like just talk to him about what he's doing. Like that's that's a thing you do to a child.
Mm-hmm.
And like, why doesn't Tommen bring any like advisors with him anywhere? You
I
know,
don't know. I think like he only trusts his mom, and she brings the claws out when literally talking to anyone.
or
So
Jamie or somebody. I mean, like I guess he didn't want anybody dead, but he's gonna have somebody to fucking like tell him what to like how to fucking bargain.
how to be a king because he's just a kid being talked down to by an elderly person.
He's not that good of a king.
Yeah, I mean, you know, fucking what was his name? His brother.
Joff.
Joff wasn't that great of a king, you know, but at least he could get his power around.
Yeah, that's true.
He just brings crossbow and like put a bolt or two in people. That's usually
Put a
good.
bolt and a hooker, and you know they listen.
Now, so the Reed family, or the Reed house, I should say, how prestigious are they?
They're not very prestigious.
Okay.
They're looked down upon. They call them the Cronog men, because they live in a bog and they eat frogs.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I see. I would have assumed. I could have believed it if Howland Reed was a kid from nobility, or if he came from nobility, because that would have explained how, like, even though the High Sparrow, I'm sure, has somewhat good intentions, he was still very manipulative in that scene. I feel like he could have picked that up when just being around nobility and having to learn how to manipulate.
Are you calling the High Sparrow Howland Reed?
He did this
Uh,
before, but then he forgot about it.
yeah, I mean, since you reminded, I guess I had a good. I forget why I thought the High Sparrow was Howland Reed, but if I thought so once before, then maybe there was somewhat a good reason. So I'm just kind of assuming that until proven otherwise.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing too. I've heard the theory. It makes a lot of sense to me, like why the High Sparrow would be what he's doing, like his reasoning, other than the faith of the Seven.
Hmm.
He knows like who the real king should be and whatnot.
Hmm.
He's not necessarily objected to the throne. He's just wants the right person in the throne.
Do you remember some of the more like convincing points of the theory?
No, I can't remember. I didn't really like look into it a whole lot because I didn't want it to spoil for me. I just wanted to like get the gist that he could be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we don't really. He hasn't showed up in the books either, so you don't know what he's up to.
Okay.
The only thing they before Rob died, he had sent off word for Helen Reed for like a plan that he had going, that Rob had
Yeah,
going, and then that's all you hear about it, and then Rob dies.
yeah. I
Hmm.
think somebody said like the plan was like uh Rob's like will leaving, Winterfell to Jon Snow,
Yeah,
Huh.
that was gonna be really cool, and like
legitimizing Jon Snow.
yeah, because he
That's
was
what
like
it was.
worried about his sisters but not having any heirs, and like he didn't get his wife pregnant in the book, and he was like, all right, I'm just gonna legitimize John, and you have to deal with it. And then Catelyn's like, he's the man of the Night's Watch, he can't rule Winterfell, and he's like, all right, you think the Night's Watch is gonna let me get that one guy if I give them 100?
Yeah, I mean,
That's what I was
Catelyn
like.
never liked Jon.
A lot of truth on that way as well.
That Tully pride.
But I mean, in the next scene, we're taken to Arya, and she
Oh
just has
yeah.
this
We're gonna
has the
have a
'80s montage where she gets the shit beat out of her like a lot.
But she finally gets good.
I mean, her fight like her training goes really really fast. Like she goes from getting her ass beat a lot to stopping blows and fighting back, being blind and whatnot.
Yeah,
That was her Daredevil training.
yeah, she. I completely forgot about that. She did learn that really quickly. What I was thinking is it surprised me. I guess she's become no one now. Like, I don't know if the many-faced god is the one that dictates who no one is, but she survived the poison. but she still is holding on to her sword. So I don't know how the fuck she's considered no one when
She
she's
just got it
still.
stashed. I mean,
Well, I mean, I think by having it stashed, she couldn't get rid of it, and she's keeping a bit of Arya with her. I think that's gonna come back and bite her in the ass. But I don't understand how the water didn't kill her if she's not fully no one.
I like.
You don't know how the water works, dude. No one does.
Nobody knows how the
Only
poison
Jack.
works. Yeah, like they. I guess this is like Jack and Hagar is confirmed not dead because of the poison.
Okay, tell me
Or
this.
he had another poison, but
Here's a theory. So the water doesn't inherently kill you or inherently give you back your eyes. It's literally the gift of the many-faced God. That's what they call it. But you automatically just think it's talking about death. But it could just mean the will of the many-faced God. It could be a gift.
Huh.
Whatever gift.
That's pretty cool. If you're fucked up and no one, then that gift is restoring you.
Or
If you're
many-faced
someone, it's
God
fucking killing you.
just wants
They,
to give you your sight back.
They brought up the backstory of Arya's. You know, Arya's like a life going around her during her training pretty well, where the wife asked her, about her family, and she says like they could be dead for all the girl knows. That's what she's thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And then she asked like, what about the Hound? And this is really setting up for Clegane Bowl confirmed for me. Just that they bring the Hound up. Before the trial by combat.
Yeah, I gotta say, like the fact that he didn't die on screen, I'm not convinced he's dead.
He's such a good character, dude. He had that
Yeah,
scene
plus
where he
he's a good
says like,
character.
"I'll eat all the fucking chickens I want" or something like that.
When the wife asks Arya, how many brothers did you have? And she's like, 5. Or
4.
And she was like, nope. I was like, oh god, are you telling me that John's not her real brother? As if it
Well,
means
they all knew he was a half brother.
Well, I know, but I didn't think she was talking about half brother. I thought she was talking about that he's not her brother at all.
Okay.
So enough for R plus like with J.
He's
but-
not a brother, but he's the brother.
Yeah, half brother.
I like where she talks about the list, and her list is only 3 people long. I remember it being much longer. Did she kill off a lot more people than I realized?
Well, it was 5 people, but Meryn, Trin, and Gregor are crossed off, so now it's only 3.
No, I think you said Gregor was like the first one. She said.
There's a lot more than 5.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought
It's
it was.
It's
Joffrey
really
was
like,
on there.
yeah, Joffrey.
Oh,
Waterfrey,
yeah.
Some of the
Waterfrey,
houndsmen.
Gregor, I think were the 3 she said.
Just got like Raph the Sweetling and Polliver, and that's the 2 people that the Hound
She
killed in
took
that
off the
place.
Hound too, and she says like, the wife is like, that's a short list. Who else is on there? And are you like, it's like how she's the wife is no one, and it kind of fits the dialogue when she says, "What name would you like a girl to speak?" About like that was really good. Like,
Yeah, I did like that.
the wife has no identity. What name would you like a girl to speak?
Me and my academic advisor were talking about this earlier. Do you guys have any predictions about where Arya is going to go? Like what her
Like in
story's
terms
gonna
of geography or story.
story.
I mean, she's got her list, and that's what's driving her. I feel like to go back to King's Landing or something.
I think she will eventually, but at the same Jaqen was talking about how life pays for death or death pays for death, something like that. So I feel like she's gonna become talented as a faceless man, and she's gonna better understand the whole death system. And I don't know if she's gonna drop her list. I doubt she will, but I think she might figure out some way around it. She might kill who the many-faced god wants her to kill, or she might. I don't know. Can they bring people back? No, they can't they?
I mean, I think Jack and Hagar came back. Hagar, what's his name?
Hagar.
Yeah, he came back to life.
I think her story is she's gonna like fully transform into no one. Like she's gonna be just a regular faceless man, and then she's gonna be hired to kill someone she doesn't want to, like John.
That will be interesting.
Like sounds like
Yeah,
it's a further
because I was
plot.
kind of wondering. When she killed Maren Trent, Jaqen said that life was not the
Not
girl's
yours
to
to
take.
take, yeah. Not a girl's to
Um,
take.
so how do they determine what life is appropriate for them to take?
The
Only through
many-faced
higher
guy
sun?
tells him, dude.
Yeah, it's like on Skyrim, the Night Mother tells the people.
Have they
But
gone over how the many-faced god gets his will across?
guessing it's prayers.
Huh.
Maybe it's letters, money, obviously, because faceless men, assassins, and a lot of money though.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow, I mean, after that scene, we go to see Ramsay and the big reveal.
Another
Rickon has grown up a lot since is this? Do you think it looks like the same actor?
yeah, it's the same kid. I was so surprised that they kept him on there.
I guess
Yeah,
they
dude, he's
kept,
a Stark. You can't just replace a Stark.
they kept what's his name? This guy,
Bran.
Bran. So I mean, they gotta keep Rickon. I
Yeah, that's
reckon
true.
if I can find a picture of him.
Yeah, I'm really surprised it's like that hard to find a picture of him.
Mm.
Um,
There he is.
we can go ahead and call out some other Oathbreakers here. We got the Umbers in the background.
Yeah, the Umbers break their oaths.
Hmm.
Uh, I mean, I like the exchange between like what's his name, the Umber Lord and
I think it might
Ramsay
be
Bolt.
Moors. I'm not sure.
Is his name Big John Umber?
No,
Big,
that was the guy who
This
who
is-
initially had the fight with Rob, and then like they had like a
Oh, yeah.
fight, and then he was like, "Nah, I'm on your side."
that's his son. I forgot. This is Small John.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Big
Small
John.
John Umber. That's
Like,
Big John.
Yeah, the dude that got the fingers.
Yeah, the fingers
Go to
lost.
that other picture over there. To the right. There you go.
Huh.
Because the wolf took him off. Don't you remember, dude?
Yeah.
And everybody
Brandis-
thought, well, this is gonna be shitty, and then he starts laughing. There's a lot. I mean, the dialogue between Little John Umber and Ramsay. It's funny because Ramsay's like he's waiting for he never really has anybody who like goes against him really. Ramsay's fucking influential, and
Yeah.
he's like, I'm not gonna fucking kiss your hand, and Ramsay's like, well, typically you kneel. He's like, well, fuck it, fuck tradition, fuck all that. I got a gift for you. And he pulls the if I can leave the damn it. Now I gotta find that picture again. He reveals Rickon, who's been hiding up with Osha, and Osha looks a lot different. Is that a new character?
No, she looks similar to me.
Bring up
She looks more wild-eyed to me.
Where's she at? Do you have the new picture of her?
That's the old character. I don't have the new picture now.
I didn't recognize the difference. I figured I looked like the same to me.
I'll fucking look it up. But they look, I mean, it looked a little different to me. I think it's funny when
What's she got her
Umber
face
pulls
with?
Rickon or Umber pulls off the bag over Rickon's head. He says like, I got a woman like you may like, and I also got a young one like Karstark likes. And he was throwing shade to Karstark, which is really funny. Here they are. It was there's been a lot of like mild humor in this show. But
Did anyone else think that Shaggy Dog's head was kind of small?
yeah, I mean it was kind of small he was the smallest of the wolves there. Rip and peace, Shaggy Dog, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think he was the smallest of the dogs. His head definitely wasn't the size of. Actually, yeah. To be fair, I think Grey Wind was bigger than Shaggy Dog is now.
I mean, here's a picture comparison of the two. Yeah, dude, I can't believe they just. I mean, I guess it was nice they didn't have to murder the dog on screen. They don't ever really kill the dogs on screen except by Lady.
I would have liked
Because
to see,
that's too far.
I would have liked to see the battle go down. I wonder how many people he took down.
Yeah, because it was kind of sad to see he was decapitated while still snarling. But
He was like the most ferocious.
Yeah, I think they said he was the ferocious one, just because I think it was like just a comparison to Rickon being so young. He was so like young and
Unbalanced.
uneasy, nervous,
Yeah.
unexperienced. You know, the dogs are like the people do.
yeah, it's really
Uh,
sad that Shaggy Dog lost his life. Really counting down the direwolves.
Never forget Shaggy Dog. Now we have 3 left: Summer, Grey Wind,
Ghost.
What's
Ghost.
Summer doing? Is he just fucking off near Bran, or did he like run off into the woods?
How did they get over the wall in the TV show?
I
Did
think
they
they
climb
just.
it or did they go
I
like
think they
crash
just
it?
sneak through it.
I can't remember in the show.
In the show, when they get the wall, they're on the like the good side. They can just walk in the front door.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, dude, it's like crossing the border from here to
No,
Mexico.
they came up through like a sewer system or something. They like popped through a hole in
Hmm.
the floor or something like that, and they were in the castle. I don't know why they just didn't fucking hang around the castle. That was a nice place to be. I guess it had ghosts in it, but we leave that scene. Wait, what do you think is gonna happen to Rickon?
I think Rickon's just gonna get the shit beat
Uh,
out of him. I don't think he's gonna get permanently hurt.
he's gonna become the new He's gonna be Rican.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be Rickon. Like he was gonna torture him like he did Reek.
Oh yeah, I didn't consider that.
Asha's gonna become the new Miranda.
Damn. Uh, I think. Do you think they're gonna kill him off this season? I think they are. Like the end of the season.
As tradition goes with Starks, they usually do, but who knows?
I feel like he's gonna be one of the deaths at the end of the season.
it's too early for me to say. I feel like the plot armor is a bit too thick for him right now. Actually, no, not plot armor, not plot armor. Just he is important, so they're not going to kill him off immediately. I can't speak for like 4 episodes or 5 episodes from now.
Yeah, I said the end of the season. Like I didn't think it was gonna be soon.
It's coming.
Like I don't know if his position is going to change or if like
You
maybe
give a lot of armor to Game of Thrones characters. Like I think
Yeah,
it's
John,
too long since the Red Wedding for you.
I don't know. John had a lot of plot armor, and he still came back.
He got a couple. I mean, he's still alive. I don't think it counts if you die and you come back.
His plot armor just resets.
If he died, like imagine just you know the movie with Tom Cruise where he just keeps coming back to life every day. You know, like
Edge of
Edge of
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, like an Edge of Tomorrow, like Game of Thrones, like Jon Snow just gets like fucking cut down over and over again, and like just bring him back a bunch of times. Just a death dodge of like him getting fucking run through with a sword and like sliced in half. Uh,
So,
but
let's
when
bring
we
this to
went,
our final season.
yeah,
Final
where,
scene.
where we come to this last scene, yeah,
Thank
um,
Christ.
like they never hang people on the wall. I don't know how they decide their like executions here at the wall.
I assume hanging because it is treason. Actually, yeah, I don't know. I feel like treason would be
No,
met with a.
when people run away, they behead them. I mean, the treason of breaking your vows.
Huh.
I was kind of mad that they didn't go with the beheading, but I kind of came to terms with it when John kind of beheaded the rope that held
Yeah,
them
I
all
guess it's
together.
because there was too many of them. They couldn't behead them at the same time. They couldn't build a pyre for all 3 of them.
Their necks would be
Four
too
of 'em.
thick to cut through in one swing.
I guess hanging is the best choice if you're gonna kill a bunch of people.
Yeah, yeah.
Plus, I don't think John could have went through with beheading Ollie.
I don't think he could either. He seemed really torn up about it.
Um, when he's like going down when John's going down the row and he's like listen to their final words. Like the first guy's like, "It's not right. You should be dead." And John's like, "It's not right to stab your Lord Commander." And
yeah, John's holding on to that hate. Didn't really let that go.
And the next guy's like, "I guess you're right. Tell him I died fighting the wildlings." And I mean, Thorne has his like this best moment of the whole series, like where he like explains, his philosophy, like nail like his bulletproof philosophy. He's like, it really just doesn't show he was a dick. Like he was just, I was loyal to the Watch. It was like betray the Watch or betray you,
Yeah.
And he did it all for the Watch, and he said, if I do it again, or if I had the choice to do it again, I'd pray I'd make the right decision. And he says something along the lines of like, I fought, I lost, and now I rest. And he implies like John can't rest because he's come back to life. He had his exit. And,
I didn't even consider that.
He's gonna have to fight their battles forever. Little does he know, John's just gonna leave. In the next scene, he was staying Lord Commander long enough to hang him.
I thought for sure Ollie was gonna spit on him when he was like, oh sorry, when he was like, any last words, and Ollie just fucking stared. He has a look on his face like he's ready to throw some spit on someone.
3 episodes of this season and Ollie didn't get a single speaking line. Like, he didn't have any dialogue.
He was just too pissed.
He didn't say a word, like, for one of the biggest, like, persons in the revolt against, Jon Snow. John treated him like a family. I mean, and then like he doesn't get a single word until he like hangs.
John takes him in. That's great. He kills John's girlfriend. No problems. We'll get past it. He kills John. That's where John draws the line.
Where John draws the line. I mean, the show is really pointing like everybody has their own cause in their mind, like. Ollie did it because, the wild things ate his parents, It makes sense in your mind, But he's just, at the same time, he's, grouping everybody together. Like, he is a kid,
Yeah, that's true. Hey, how old do you think he is there? Like 12?
Probably like
13?
Yeah, I imagine he's like 14.
Just a wee lad.
I will say this. I was really disappointed. I really wanted a scene where we got to see Alistair and Ollie's expression when they saw John was alive.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen that or heard
how that conversation played out.
They probably, like, the first time they saw him, honestly, was probably when he came out to kill him. Yeah, that's when what's-his-name said it wasn't right.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
What do you guys think about the hanging scene? Like, in terms of Game of Thrones, like, gruesome, this was, like, really, really, like, unpleasant to watch.
With their faces and everything?
Yeah, it was super gruesome. I mean, like, eyes popping out of their heads almost.
I thought they turned blue faster than I would have expected possible, but besides that, I mean, I thought it was well done. Pretty mild to me.
Really?
Well, because like, I mean, there's just no gore. I guess
Poor guy to death. I think that's a lot of gore. I mean, it's not blood, but it's like it's intense.
Yeah, their faces are like dying there. They're suffocating.
Yeah, they're like taking their last breaths.
Well, I was thinking like, it is kind of uncommon my knee-jerk was to think it was kind of uncommon for Game of Thrones to actually show the death, the transition from life to death. A lot of times it's just kind of done, I guess, off-screen, or sometimes it is, but yeah, with this, like, I would say, Joffrey died in a more gruesome way, a more visually disturbing way. Most people have died in a more visually disturbing way. They just kind of...
Joffrey choking, but, like, at the same time...
And turning blue with his eyes bleeding.
people suffocating, that's like a slow death. Like, we got to hear them, like, groan and struggle before they eventually, like, quit kicking. You
That
know,
is true. I
it
thought they
wasn't a
survived.
spear through the head, like, oh, like, you know, a quick death.
I thought they survived longer than a normal hanging allows.
I think, you know, a hanging, you're supposed to break your neck, and if you don't break your neck, you just suffocate to death. You get choked to death.
Hmm.
It takes a lot longer than the movies for somebody to, you know, suffocate, you know, on a rope.
They don't practice noose making up in the north. They usually just go beheading. So that's what
Yeah,
everybody
I think the nooses were pretty loose here. I thought they were gonna wiggle out, especially this guy at the end. Like, he's got his as like a necklace. Like, I don't think that's holding him at all.
Someone pointed out on Reddit, like there's a shot that's behind them as they're dangling, and it looks like Alistair Thorne's trying to break his thumb to like slip his hand out of the restraints to like take the thing off of his neck.
Okay.
Might be a little reaching, but it's kind of interesting.
I mean, Google it.
Yeah, from what Palmer, from what you saw, did it look like that, or did it just look like someone was assuming too much?
Well, he did have his hand on his thumb, like behind his back, like he was yanking it up.
Huh.
You guys decide. It kind of seems like it might have been reaching a little bit, but then again, they do put a lot of detail into the show.
I'm sure you're gonna have to go to Reddit and find the same thread.
Or if you can like find like a little small video of it.
Yeah, I guess like a small video would help.
Oh god, it's like 12 o'clock.
Yeah,
We're going to have an hour and a half talking about this one episode.
What do you
That
mean?
guy's a
Did
really
we have
good
any?
actor.
Who? Alistair Thorne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ollie.
I guess we should give our Deadpool. I mean, we didn't even say like the big Oathbreaker of this episode that John left. He really wasn't breaking his oath because, you know, his oath is, you know, I protect
Actually,
the watch
yeah, his watch did
until he
end.
dies.
Yeah, dude, his watch ended. He was freed from that oath.
Yeah, he
They're
didn't
oath
have to
breakers.
like. He didn't break his oath. He was freed from it. You know, he fulfilled his oath. So he walks out, you know, with pretty much nothing, no code or anything. It makes me wonder what he's fucking gonna do.
No wolf.
You know, where's he gonna go?
Have Melisandre bring him back when he freezes to death.
No worries.
They fucking like they're trotting down the path and there's Jon Snow like frozen in the lake. And I gotta bring him back again. He was killed by a group of mountain people here.
Before we cast our Deadpools, let's recount how many points we got from this week's Deadpool.
Oh, wait, before moving on to the Deadpool, where do you guys think he's headed right now?
North, south.
Well, obviously, he's in the northernmost part of northernmost part of the geography.
He could be up north, you know, north of the wall.
1v all the White Walkers.
What news does he know about his family? He knows his dad died.
He knows everything.
Does he know about...
Except for like...
Oh, so he's...
Except for Rickon, that just happened.
I'm
pretty sure he thinks Arya's dead. I think Bran and Rickon, I think he thinks they're still dead.
So do you think he's going back to Winterfell? It seems like most of his family's dead.
I mean, that's where this is home.
Where's he gonna get his forces though, like to fight Ramsay and have the bastard bull?
I don't know. He'd probably be like 1v1 me, or hey, I'm the true son of Eddard Stark. They would probably still be loyal to him.
Well, see, if you
I think
remember,
he's gotta like meet up with Sansa.
Yeah,
that'd be
did you
cool.
know Sansa escaped? He was dead when that happened. Unless they caught him up on it.
I think also, like, for him rallying the banners, if you remember, Ramsay said they only really needed 3 houses, and he already has 2 of the 3 that they needed. So I think they'd be about dead even if Ramsay gets the 3rd house and Jon rounds up everyone else.
That's true.
But then that'd be shitty for the North to shoot itself in the foot like that.
No, I have a North Civil War.
He might get his army of wildlings.
At the same point.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say Umbers aren't really loyal, but the Umbers hate Jon Snow. You know. since they let the wildlings in, so Ramsay
Yeah,
has
that's
to
true.
do that because he's a friend of an enemy.
The enemy of an enemy is my
Yeah,
friend,
an
though.
enemy, an enemy. But Deadpool. I mean, let's go back. We get 1 point for a correct guess. Do you want to institute like a 1 point for a correct guess, 3 points for a correct guess, and a correct death, like how they died?
Like I was talking about earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
yeah. So, how do you want to decide the first one?
I guess we can. Okay, so how about this? Since both of you guys got points last week, I start first, and we go one at a time uh, through the lineup.
All right. How about we do? Well, the lineup is different. How about we do?
Oh yeah.
We do 1, 2, 3, and then 3, 2, 1 the second round, and then we'll go back 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Fair
The
enough.
snake draft. Uh, but you can go first, and then Palmer, you want to be second or third?
I'll be second.
Okay.
Okay. So for my first pick, I'm going Loris. I'm I'm betting he's going to die by decapitation in the capital when he's found guilty of buggery.
Yeah, good pick. Good pick.
Buggery. God. God, I'm trying to think of who did I say earlier?
You didn't make a list, bro?
I did, but it was a mental list.
God damn it, Palmer.
Yeah, that's not a good list. We've just been talking about Game of Thrones for an hour and a half. Most of the
No.
characters have cycled through your thoughts by now.
Oh, God, you're right. Okay, I'm gonna go with. You know what? Okay.
You got
One of the sand snakes.
One of the
Um,
same snakes.
I'm gonna go with Lady Nim, who is the one that was really attracted to Braun. Speaking of Braun, where's Braun?
Yeah, rip. But how do you think she's gonna die?
Typical sand snake fashion. A knife to the back, or something to the back.
All right, my first
Most
pick.
likely poison tip.
Yeah.
My first
poison.
pick is gonna be Osha, and she is going to die
Good pick.
by.
That's the other one I had. Oh yeah, but you already called her. That makes sense.
She's gonna be. She's gonna die. I guess by just being stabbed by Ramsay. Just.
Okay, you don't think she's gonna be flayed?
I don't think so. Nah. I don't think Ramsay will flay a woman, dude.
No,
But
he flayed the old woman.
okay,
Oh,
okay, yeah. He did. Not
Yeah, he
Ramsay.
didn't give a fuck. He'd play a dog if he could.
They don't fit on the X quite well. Right? And my second pick, because we're doing 3, 2, 1. I am going with Lyanna Stark.
God.
Is someone writing these down out of curiosity?
Okay, I'll write it down.
You write down all of ours?
Yeah, Kirk is. What'd you say, Kirk?
Loris by decapitation.
By decapitation. Palmer said a sand snake. What sand snake you said? The one that likes Braun?
Yeah, Lady Nim. I think that's what she goes by.
And you think she's gonna be stabbed in the back?
Or some anterior region. Maybe the back of the back of the head.
Stabbed in the back. And I said
Osha stab.
Osha by stab and Lyanna Stark by bleed out.
Okay, fair enough.
Bleed out.
All right,
Palmer, who's your
Palmer,
second
your
guess?
second pick?
Okay, so I'm not sure what the name is because it's either going to be Gerald Hightower or Oswald Went. I'm not. Was it in the two nights at the Tower of Joy? There was Arthur Dane, and then there was, I want to say it was Oswald Went, but it was also the actor who played him said he was Gerald Hightower. So I don't know which one he is.
I don't know, dude. I mean, this is
the
all
third
you.
Kingsguard, either one of those
Okay.
two, in the Tower of Joy, by Ned Stark, and sword.
Okay. And Kirk, it's your pick.
Okay, I think this one is reaching, but I'm gonna go with Maester Pycelle.
Oh, interesting.
I'm gonna, yeah, I bet he's gonna die, and I bet it's gonna be by the mountain. I don't know if he's gonna be cleaved in half, but I think he's gonna get fucked up by the mountain for sure. I'll say sword. I don't think the mountain's gonna like beat an old man
I wouldn't put it past him.
I don't know. The mountain just does what he's told.
to death. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I'll say mountain with a sword.
Okay, and you get another pick because you're the double.
Okay, so I'm really proud of this one. I don't think you guys have even considered her yet, but she's on Cersei's hit list. The
No.
nun that kept fucking with her when she was in prison.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
the nun.
Yeah, specifically the one that Cersei said, "I'm gonna be the last thing you see before you die."
Okay.
The shame one.
Yeah, the shame one. That nun again by the mountain, but I'm not sure. Not sure what murder tool I'm feeling, hands or sword. I'll go hands. I'll go hands. He will batter her before he
I was
kills
thinking
her.
choke her, like pop her head off.
Gravity from a high place.
Okay,
Alright. My turn?
I think so.
Okay. I'm going to guess Lady Olenna.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Also on Cersei's hit list.
Who's that?
Marjorie's grandma.
Okay.
The Queen of Thorns.
I'm only saying this because that actress like died in real life, and they're gonna have to find like something to kill off.
You're just playing the numbers.
Rip to her, by the way. She's a great actress.
And she can't die on screen, so you blew that pick, dude.
You just have to die on screen. You'd be like, alright.
Okay, I guess you could just die.
You guys hear about God damn it, what's her name again?
Olenna.
Olenna. You guys hear about Olenna dying on the shitter? Terrible tragedy. Anyway, what's going on with
Cersei?
Yeah, I guess she is gonna die pretty soon. Rest in peace.
I'm gonna guess she's gonna die of old age or poison. Can I have two?
I'd go poison.
Just like poison Joffrey.
Yeah. Okay, let's go poison.
Yeah, I'd put my money on poison. I wonder if she's going to be knowingly poisoned as like an eye for an eye thing to Joffrey, if that's just going to be the most convenient way to kill this elderly woman who's
I don't think
very
they're
powerful.
gonna figure it out. Like, I don't think anybody ever figured it out.
Well, I mean, Littlefinger still knows, but I don't think he's going to fucking tell anyone, so...
I think Tyrion figured it out, but...
Oh, yeah, maybe.
In my last pick, I am going to go with... Dario, what's his name?
Dario.
Naharis.
Yeah, Dario Naharis.
Interesting.
Do you think Jorah does him in, or do you think a Dothraki?
I don't know. I just feel like his time's coming to a close.
Well,
I
you
feel
gotta make a pick for how.
Oh, by how he's gonna die. He is going to die by dragon fire.
Ooh.
You think he's just gonna be caught in the crossfire, or that they're gonna actively seek him out?
I don't know. Maybe a little both. Maybe a little column A, maybe. But yeah, I think that's. I mean, I really got you guys. I think I got a 3 solid picks. Palmer really he ate shit there. I mean, Marjorie's grandma probably was the best pick you got.
I think that's a pretty good pick. I think she's up in the air, especially since she's like one of the main ones throwing shade Cersei's way.
I know I had the Sand Snake. Who was the second one?
I don't fucking know.
The Kingsguard, the third Kingsguard with a
yeah.
head start.
So you
I had
guys
some,
are-
like, I had some better predictions. Like, I was like narrowing it down. I was feeling like maybe the mountain, maybe the waif,
Huh.
maybe like you're a Greyjoy or Jorah. Those were my top picks.
So how would you? Okay, so go back to when Jaqen, when he drank that poison and quote unquote killed himself. If that situation's happens with the waif, are you gonna still count that? Because like I guess
Nah,
they
I
did.
was feeling like I feel like Arya was gonna kill her because she's on her list.
Oh, okay.
You know, it gave that like empty feel at the like when she like figured it out. You know, what name would you like a girl to speak?
Well, I mean, like, it seems like those people almost can't die.
I feel like you're having a lot of can't die people in the show, where a lot of people in Game of Thrones can die.
I mean, I feel like they literally can't die. We've seen them drink poison. Like, we don't understand how their no one thing works. Maybe they're just like
If they get a fucking
shadows.
sword to the heart, I feel like they can die.
I mean, I guess that body would die, but I don't know if someone would resume that face or that identity of the waif.
Yeah, it's actually very interesting that you say that because the waif is like, you know how she looks like she's like 16?
Uh huh.
She's actually a grown woman.
What?
Huh.
Yeah. She's not 18.
Maybe
That's pretty-
she
You
became
mean like
no
the
one
act?
when she was a
You
young
mean the
person.
actor?
No, the character.
You mean the actress playing her as a grown woman, or the character as a grown woman?
The
Character.
waif.
The waif.
Okay.
Not whatever her name is.
Why is she called the waif? Is waif a position?
No, I think waif just means like.
She likes
a woman.
wafer cookies.
They just kind of refer to her as the waif in the book, but they show her the name in the show.
All right, well, good episode, guys. Can't wait to episode 4, season 6, episode 4. I think it's called like The Stranger.
Ooh, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, it will be.
Palmer, do you know anything about their lore revolving around the stranger?
He's
Not
like
really.
the death guy in the Faith of the Seven. You know.
Oh, so he's like the death deity? That's interesting.
Pretty much all they know. And they don't really talk about him a lot in the book. I can tell you something about the Faceless Men, though. That's pretty interesting.
Alright, well, join us next time where we talk about season 6, episode 4, The Stranger. Westeros Weekly.